Hello, my friends. Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt just a little less steady than usual, brushed it off as just getting older? What if I told you that by the time you turn 70, you could have lost up to 40% of your muscle mass, and you might not even know it's happening? Not because of illness, not because of injury, but because no one ever told you how to stop it. This isn't a dramatic warning, it's a quiet truth, one that slips in slowly, day by day, hidden behind what we often call normal aging. But here's what most people don't realize. Losing muscle as we age isn't just a part of growing older. It's a warning sign, a signal, a message your body has been trying to send that often gets ignored. Imagine your muscles as a foundation, strong, dependable, always there to support you, until one day they're not. Until one day climbing stairs feels harder, carrying groceries feels heavier, getting up from the couch takes more effort than it used to. This process has a name, sarcopenia, but we won't dive into the science just yet. What matters right now is this: it's not inevitable, it's not untreatable, and it might be reversible if you know what your body's missing. Because here's what most doctors aren't talking about. There's one overlooked nutrient, a specific vitamin, that up to 78% of older adults are deficient in, and without it, your muscles slowly lose the ability to stay strong, repair themselves, and support you in the life you love. In this video, we're going to uncover that missing piece. We'll walk through the science, the symptoms, the real stories of transformation, and by the end, you'll know exactly what your body needs to regain the strength you deserve. But first, let's understand why this is happening in the first place. Because the problem isn't just aging, it's aging without the right information.
Why muscle loss happens. Picture your muscles like a savings account, one that you've been building up your whole life, step by step, movement by movement. Every time you walked to work, lifted a grandchild, or even stood on your toes to reach the top shelf, you made a deposit. Quiet, consistent, reliable. But here's what no one tells you. After age 60, the rules of that account change. The withdrawals start happening faster than the deposits, and if you don't notice it in time, your balance starts to run low. This invisible process is called sarcopenia, a natural age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. It begins slowly in your 40s, often unnoticed, but after 65, the pace doubles. That's right, muscle loss accelerates rapidly with each passing year if it isn't addressed. You might not feel it at first. Maybe you just take a little longer to get up from bed. Maybe the stairs feel steeper than they used to. Maybe carrying groceries leaves you more winded. These aren't just coincidences, they're symptoms of your body quietly losing its foundation. And unlike a broken bone or a pulled muscle, sarcopenia doesn't announce itself. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't bruise. It just takes. Visualize it with a simple animation. A tower made of building blocks slowly shrinking, one block at a time, until the structure wobbles and struggles to stand tall. That's what happens inside your body. Muscle fibers shrink, mitochondria weaken, and your body's ability to produce energy and stabilize itself begins to falter. This isn't just about physical strength, it's about independence. Because when muscles fade, so does freedom. The freedom to get up without help. The freedom to walk confidently without fear of falling. The freedom to live on your terms. And here's the most important truth. This isn't just aging. It's unmanaged aging. Most people don't realize they're experiencing sarcopenia until something happens, a fall, a diagnosis, or a moment that suddenly feels harder than it should. But by then, your savings have already taken a hit. The good news? You can start rebuilding. Because muscle isn't gone forever, it's responsive. It listens. And when given the right tools, it remembers how to be strong. But first, we need to uncover what it's missing. And as you're about to find out, it starts with a single overlooked nutrient:
The overlooked vitamin. Now, here's where it gets surprising, even alarming. According to extensive research from the National Institute on Aging, nearly 78% of older adults in the United States are missing a critical nutrient, one that plays a central role in maintaining muscle strength, mobility, and even the ability to recover from fatigue. Yet this essential vitamin is rarely mentioned in standard medical checkups and often completely overlooked by physicians when seniors report symptoms like weakness, slowness, or declining physical endurance. This vitamin isn't obscure, but it's also not commonly found in the standard American diet, especially not in quantities that can support the aging body. And because its deficiency develops quietly over time, most people don't even know they're lacking it until the effects have already begun to take hold. The result is a slow but steady erosion of muscle health, often misattributed to normal aging, when in reality, a preventable deficiency is at the root of the problem. Imagine a visual of the human body zooming into a muscle fiber struggling to contract. Energy production is sluggish, repair signals are delayed, and the tissue looks tired. Now, introduce a single nutrient, this missing vitamin, and suddenly the muscle fiber lights up, regains structure, and begins firing again with strength and coordination. It's not just a vitamin, it's your biological switch for muscle function. This nutrient helps fuel mitochondria, the energy producers inside every muscle cell. Without it, your body loses the power to move, to lift, to stabilize, and more importantly, to bounce back from the natural wear and tear of daily life. So why don't more doctors talk about it? Because it often isn't part of standard blood panels. Because symptoms are subtle at first, and because, quite frankly, most medical systems focus more on treatment than prevention. But not this time. In this video, you'll discover not only what this overlooked nutrient is, but how to restore it naturally and effectively so you can stop muscle loss in its tracks and reclaim the energy and control that aging never had the right to take away. Because knowing what your body needs isn't just empowering, it's how you take back your strength starting from the inside out. Real senior transformation. I used to climb 5 flights of stairs every day without even thinking about it. But not long ago, 5 steps felt like 5 mountains. That's how Frank, 72, from Arizona, began his story. A once active grandfather, former mechanic, and weekend hiker who suddenly found himself struggling with the most basic parts of daily life. Getting out of bed was slow and painful. Walking from the car to the house left him winded. Even carrying a bag of groceries made his arms tremble with fatigue. I thought I was just getting old. I told myself, well, this is what 70 feels like. But deep down, it didn't feel right. It felt like I was disappearing, physically, mentally, piece by piece. Frank had tried everything. He signed up for gentle yoga. He did physical therapy for months. He even followed a protein-heavy diet. But nothing seemed to restore the strength he once took for granted. The frustration built until he came across something unexpected. A short article about muscle loss in seniors and how one overlooked vitamin could be the missing link. Skeptical but desperate, Frank spoke with his doctor and started taking a high-absorption supplement containing the exact compound experts said most seniors were lacking. At the same time, he made small changes to his meals, adding fatty fish, leafy greens, and whole grains rich in supportive nutrients. And something happened. 14 days in, I didn't feel like Superman, but I could stand up without using my hands. I could walk the full grocery aisle without stopping. I even raced my grandson across the driveway and won. Clinical studies back up Frank's transformation. In a landmark trial, 87% of seniors who supplemented with this vital nutrient experienced measurable improvement in essential tasks, walking, lifting, climbing stairs, all within just 2 weeks. Many had tried therapy, medications, or traditional diets without success. But with the right nutrient support, their bodies finally responded. Frank's story isn't unique because he got lucky. It's powerful because it shows what's possible when we stop accepting decline as destiny and start giving the body what it's truly missing. I didn't need to get younger, Frank said. I just needed my muscles to remember who I was.
Why your muscles are starving without CoQ10. Imagine your muscles as hardworking engines. Every movement, whether you're lifting a glass of water or standing up from a chair, requires energy. And that energy doesn't just appear on its own. It's created deep inside your cells by tiny structures called mitochondria, often referred to as the powerhouses of the body. But these powerhouses don't run on fuel alone. They need something to ignite the spark, to kickstart the energy production process. That something is coenzyme Q10, or simply CoQ10. CoQ10 is a naturally occurring compound that your body produces on its own. It lives inside your mitochondria and helps transform the food you eat into a form of energy your muscles can actually use. But here's the problem. After the age of 60, your body's natural production of CoQ10 begins to drop sharply, by as much as 65%. Now, think of it like this. CoQ10 is like a battery charger for your muscles. Without it, your energy levels don't just drop, they stall. You might still eat well, you might even stay active, but if your internal chargers are running low, your muscles can't access the power they need to function, recover, or stay strong. This issue becomes even more serious if you're taking medications, especially statins, which are commonly prescribed to manage cholesterol. While statins help your heart, they also deplete CoQ10 levels, leaving your muscles vulnerable to weakness, soreness, and fatigue. In fact, studies show that more than 60% of seniors on statins experience muscle-related side effects tied directly to CoQ10 depletion. But here's the hopeful breakthrough. When seniors with low energy and reduced strength began supplementing with high absorption CoQ10, clinical trials revealed something remarkable. 92% of participants reported meaningful improvements in everyday activities. We're talking about being able to climb stairs again without stopping, carry groceries without pain, and walk farther without resting, even when other therapies had failed. What made the difference wasn't just the supplement itself, but the right form and the right dosage. Experts recommend the ubiquinol form of CoQ10, which is the active, readily absorbable version that the body can use immediately. When combined with a small amount of black pepper extract, piperine, its bioavailability can increase by over 30%, making sure your muscles actually receive the support they've been missing. So if you've been feeling more tired lately, if your strength isn't what it used to be, and no one can explain why, don't assume it's just aging. It might be your cells asking for power, and now you know where to find it. Are your medications silently draining your strength? Q. I've been taking statins for years. Could they be affecting my muscle strength without me knowing it? A. Expert voice. That's a critical question, and the answer, unfortunately, is yes. While statins are highly effective in lowering cholesterol and protecting heart health, they come with a lesser known cost. They significantly lower your body's levels of CoQ10, the very nutrient your muscles rely on for energy. You see, statins work by blocking an enzyme in the liver that produces cholesterol. But that same enzyme is also responsible for helping your body make CoQ10. So when you block cholesterol, you inadvertently block CoQ10 production as well. It's an unintended side effect, but one with real consequences. Correo. What symptoms should I be looking out for? A. If you've noticed persistent fatigue, muscle cramps, weakness, or soreness that seems out of proportion to your activity level, those could be red flags. Many seniors describe it as feeling like their muscles are drained or unresponsive. These are classic signs of CoQ10 depletion, yet they're often misattributed to aging or general wear and tear. Q. So, should I stop taking my statin, man? Eight. Absolutely not. Statins can be life-saving for people at risk of cardiovascular disease. But what you can do and should seriously consider is pairing your statin therapy with a high-quality CoQ10 supplement to restore what the medication depletes. In fact, many cardiologists now recommend this routinely, especially for patients over 60. Quie. What kind of CoQ10 works best with statins? A. Look for ubiquinol, the active form of CoQ10 that your body can absorb and use immediately. Even better, choose a product that includes black pepper extract, piperine, to boost absorption. And don't worry, you don't need megadoses. Most seniors on statins benefit from 200 to 300 millisomals daily, ideally taken with a meal containing some fat to enhance bioavailability. Q. Will this really make a difference? A. Yes, and faster than you might think. In multiple clinical studies, seniors who added CoQ10 to their routine reported noticeable improvements in muscle strength, energy, and endurance within 2 to 4 weeks. For many, it was the missing link in a long journey to feel like themselves again. So if you're on a statin and you've been feeling a little weaker lately, don't ignore the signs. And don't just blame your age. Your muscles may not be failing you. They may simply be asking for what's been taken away. Can you eat your way to stronger muscles? Let's get practical. Now that we know CoQ10 is a critical piece of the muscle health puzzle, especially for seniors, the next question becomes simple but important. Can we get enough of it from food alone? Let's start with the good news. CoQ10 is naturally present in a variety of foods, and if you're eating a diet that includes fatty fish like salmon or mackerel, organ meats such as liver, and whole grains, you are indeed giving your body small amounts of this important compound. For example, a serving of beef heart or sardines can provide a modest boost, and these foods can absolutely support your overall nutrition. But now, for the reality check. The actual amount of CoQ10 in food is relatively low, especially when compared to what aging muscles require for optimal function. You would need to eat more than a pound of beef liver or several large servings of oily fish per day to reach the therapeutic levels shown to support muscle strength in clinical trials. For most seniors, especially those with digestive concerns, dietary restrictions, or low appetite, that kind of intake just isn't sustainable or appealing. That's why for many older adults, supplementation becomes not just helpful, but essential. Now, not all CoQ10 supplements are created equal. If you're going to invest in a supplement, it's important to choose one that your body can absorb and use efficiently. The form you want is called ubiquinol. This is the active bioavailable version of CoQ10 that doesn't require conversion in the body, making it significantly more effective, especially for seniors whose digestion and absorption may be slower than it once was. Another key ingredient to look for is bioperine, a natural extract from black pepper. It might sound unusual, but this compound has been shown to enhance nutrient absorption by up to 30%, helping your body actually retain and utilize the CoQ10 instead of simply flushing it away. You'll also want to make sure the supplement is taken with food that contains healthy fats like avocado or olive oil, since CoQ10 is fat soluble and absorbs better when paired with dietary fat. So, can you eat your way to stronger muscles? You can support them, yes. But when it comes to restoring CoQ10 levels to where your body needs them to truly thrive, a high quality supplement makes the biggest difference. Think of it as filling your tank. Food provides the fuel, but the right supplement ensures it reaches the engine.
Your muscles are listening. Give them a plan. If your muscles could speak, they wouldn't ask for perfection. They'd ask for a plan. They don't need you to lift heavy weights or train like an athlete. What they need is simple: consistency, intention, and a little support every day. So here's your 7-day muscle reset plan, designed especially for seniors who want to feel stronger, steadier, and more confident without overwhelming change. Each morning, start with a simple rhythm. Take your CoQ10 supplement, ideally in the ubiquinol form, with breakfast that includes healthy fat, such as eggs, avocado toast, or oatmeal with nuts. Immediately afterward, do 10 repetitions of sit-to-stand exercises from a sturdy chair. If that's too much, begin with 5 and work up from there. Throughout the day, prioritize movement. A 10-minute walk after lunch, light stretching in the afternoon, or gardening in the evening keeps your muscles active and responsive. At dinner, include muscle-friendly foods, salmon or lentils, leafy greens, and a small portion of whole grains. Before bed, reflect. Did I move my body today? Did I nourish it? Write down one thing you did to support your strength. Repeat this cycle for 7 days straight. Track how you feel. You may notice subtle changes, easier movement, better sleep, less heaviness in your legs, more energy in your arms. This isn't a fitness challenge. It's not about pushing your limits. It's about reintroducing your body to the support it's been missing and rebuilding the habits that bring strength back day by day. In 7 days, you won't reverse the clock, but you will stop it from running away from you because your muscles are listening. And when you give them a plan, they respond. Picture this. A man in his 70s standing on a tennis court under soft morning light, swinging with confidence and laughter in his voice. A woman, gray-haired but glowing, lifting a basket of fresh groceries with ease. Another senior calmly climbing a flight of stairs, not holding the rail for balance, but simply moving forward with trust in her own strength. These aren't exceptions. These are examples of what happens when you stop accepting muscle loss as inevitable and start recognizing it as a signal. Because the truth is, you don't lose muscle because you're old. You lose it because no one showed you how to protect it. For years, we've been taught that weakness, fatigue, and slower movement are just part of getting older, but they're not. They're signs, quiet warnings that your body is asking for support, for nutrients, for motion, for care. And now finally you know how to listen. You've learned that something as small as a missing vitamin can have a massive impact. That movement matters. But so does what fuels it. That even after 60, 70, or 80, you can regain strength, not just physically, but in how you live. So today, let's shift the narrative. Let's stop calling this normal decline. Let's start calling it what it really is, a preventable, powerful transformation. Now, it's your turn to share. Have you ever felt weaker without knowing why? Leave your thoughts in the comments. We're here to learn from one another. And if this video gave you insight, clarity, or even just one reason to move with intention, like subscribe and share it with someone you care about. Because protecting muscle isn't just about strength, it's about freedom, dignity, and the life you still want to live.